Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Oh, and our video capture device is not working again. What is with that? There we go. Alright guys, well, let's start out by, oops, sorry. Don't even have like everything ready. Okay, let's close a bunch of these windows. I don't need any of this. Blah 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 blah. Don't need this. This, okay. I do need this. All right. There's that one. There's that one. And while we're at it, let's pull up Twitter. Maybe, oh yes, I got rid of it. It was going to try, I tried something and I didn't have the data at the time, but I'm trying to fix them Bitcoin futures. Let's try and fix them Bitcoin futures. Tick replay, 90 days, okay. I fixed it. No, I didn't fix it. It's just giving me July 16th. Okay, well, there was some buying up in there. So I have to say that's pretty positive for Bitcoin. Let's look at it from this other chart here. Pretty big buy. Siree. But they're not over 68. So I'm concerned on the Bitcoin that it goes like, oh, you know what? We need to start this other thing. Where are you? There you are. Okay. I'm afraid that it's going to go like this. Because of what it should be doing. What it should be doing is, right? A little concerned that they had a buy, and that's as far as they got. That's not good. Okay, so there's Bitcoin for you. Here in the Treasuries, I'm gonna pull over the 30-minute chart here. So we had a big buy on Friday. And we kind of thought that, well, we were kind of wondering if maybe we'd have some continuation because Thursday seemed like a big day. There was the CPI and everything, and maybe how that would resolve. And they went up, and now we've moved a little bit lower, but not a whole lot. So today's, you know, it's a Monday, so it could be pretty range bound. Here I see the E-mini. Bears might try and come in again. I mean, we're higher, so we'll see. Treasuries might want to move down. To say there was a lot of news stories over the weekend, kind of delayed news, but they were trying to say that, oh, inflation is over the Fed's target now, and it's wiping away wage gains. Old news, and I think it's a little bizarre that they're pushing that piece of news, but the Federal Reserve, they are right that the Federal Reserve is going to have to raise rates, right? So, yeah. Well, it's already been, I've already been talking for about 5 minutes and we haven't seen hardly anything go through. So I think this is going to be another slow Monday. Oh, that's right. We were going to get in the chat. We were. And I'm going to unmute and undeafen. Yes. Oh, looks like we got IQ in here too. Maybe I should change this. You might not necessarily want to hear everything that I say. So we do push to talk. Go. So if I'm over here. Okay, there we go. I have one of these, ow, you know what, I can't even, you know what, that was dumb. That was really dumb. I have one of those mice with like all the buttons on the side, so I'm gonna bind it to one of those. It's gonna be a boring morning, guys. So I'm wondering if here at 085, if they're gonna do the thing. So one is traded into it. There gonna be an iceberg there at 09. There could be. Ah, Germany, we can no longer fully rely on US White House. I find this whole thing just so incredibly bizarre that, you know, the White House is having a meeting with Russia, which, like, honestly, guys, what do you want him to do? Like, it's not like Russia's going to give Ossetia back or wherever that place was they took over. It's like that's done and over with. I think the only thing that's like on the table right now is the whole Syria thing, right? And it would be great to have a resolution in Syria, wouldn't it? What else is it that people think is going to happen? Okay, so 1901 is traded there, and it's been a low offer the whole time. I want to see this guy might get buried, but there's enough people hitting 08 half. It could really go either way. Oh, and we're getting a poll. Do we have news today? Oh, we do have core retail sales. Okay. President Vladimir Putin arrived late for his high-profile meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. Okay, they ticked up. Going back and forth here. Oh, they pushed it down pretty easily. So somebody taking advantage of the low liquidity there to sell it at 08 half. Okay, 0.5 versus 0.5 expected. Or retail sales looks like that one outperformed. Yes, 0.5 versus 0.4. And the Empire State Manufacturing Index was 22.6. That looks like the news is mostly good. I don't think I'm gonna trade that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take one off of that. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. My little my mouse keybind for the push to talk. If I go into Discord and I need to push to talk, then I just get 2s in the chat window, so that's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna use voice activated today. So if you're watching on the YouTube, just mute the YouTube. Okay.
IQ said what the roadmap for ZB today?
I don't know. Let's see here. I think there you go. So there's been a lot of volume at that 070 in the past. So if we get below 070, then maybe I might take a trade. I would expect there to be a little bit of resistance here though. Or rather support. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, the 10-year has been pushing down, but the cumulative delta in the 5-year is not actually negative, it's actually up.
IQ said ZB opened gap down.
Yeah. Well, if this continues down, I guess there's about 2,000 orders in the 5-year that would have to get washed out. Well, even though it's been down, it's been still super slow, hasn't it? Okay, so there it went down.
IQ said big NR at 081,373.
I think I'm just gonna mute myself in Discord for a second because I don't think that they want to hear every tiny little thing I say. So a lot of this is just my thoughts, so that when I watch it later, I know what I was thinking. You know, so that when we watch this 2 hours from now, and I'll be sitting there like, sell it, you moron, just sell it. And you realize, well, why didn't I just sell it? Well, because I thought 070 was a critical level where there might be some support. And I want to see some initiation below that level. Well, all that volume just came out in the 5-year. Oh, there's all that volume in the 5-year I was thinking about, so now they're all washed out. See, the question is, are we going to trade the other side of this range now to, what is it, 031? Or are we going to trade down to here? Or are we going to trade back up to here and close the gap? Those are our options right now, I think.
IQ said Friday low 146 to 13.
Yes. Yeah. Or that I was just reading in Twitter, like, this is an inside week inside of an inside week. Because last week was an inside week, and now we're opening towards the top of that range. Well, we opened towards the top, and now we're in the middle of it. Literally smack dead in the middle of it. Consumer credit binge hangover sparks slowdown in retail sales growth. Top story is already that Putin was late. Putin was late to the meeting. Probably a move based off of that Donald Trump was late to the NATO meeting, or wasn't it the G6? Maybe it was the G6. Was that he was late to a bunch of things. Well, there wasn't. It wasn't huge. It wasn't huge, but we've ticked up here for quite a bit now. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, it looks like that's a potential reversal there, but this so little volume being traded here, I just don't really think this is a good idea to get involved. Okay, that'll allow me to use the push to talk. Fixed it. Hello. Oh, there's a bit of stuff going on. Everyone ready for the bounce in Bitcoin? I heard YouTube is cracking down on people who advertise their Twitch channel. Oh, that's freaking hilarious. Do I have it? Yeah, I do. I have it in the things. Well, what are they going to do exactly? I don't think I've ever made anything from the Twitch channel. You got the like in order to make money from the Twitch channel, you guys have to go in and cheer. I think is how it works, right? But really the only things that I've ever I have made money through YouTube, but not really too much from this channel. I have another channel for DJ stuff that there's a couple of pretty popular videos that I've gotten good advertising. Like I think I got a check one time from them. So not I've thought about I don't know, because the restreaming to both of them kind of increases the delay. Yeah. So we've come back 2 ticks, and now the level 2 in the 10-year is equal, and the volume is pretty much completely dead. Like, look, there's the selling, and then they took it off. Yeah, just looking at the cumulative delta, it looks like some people did go short off of the news, but whatever shorts came in, they've probably already taken it off, just judging on the cumulative delta, and now it's just like going nowhere. This is pretty slow, crappy action. They removed, oh, they make the videos like,
Mold said similar to Friday. Buyers absorb, tick higher than no one stepping up to lift offers even higher.
You know what, we don't necessarily want that in there anymore. It's just super slow. Okay, there's another tick. But anyways, I'm guessing Rackley is talking about the bounce in the crypto market, right? Because it does look to me like there was some sort of a bounce last night. Like some people went long. But as I showed a little bit earlier, the problem with it is that the long, here on my 6-hour chart, here's basically when they started going short. Right here, this string of red candles, and we're like right there, right? So we would really need to get through, well, first 6665 or so, but then the top of this, so like 6768. Really need to get above 68. So we would have to get above that, and then after all that, we're still overbought, like crazy overbought. There's just the transaction volume is just not coming in. They're not using it. It's my only conclusion. Having looked at everything and the lightning traffic and everything else, people just aren't using Bitcoin. Months ago, I already told a friend to wait till August to see a move up at the soonest. My model is still saying 3,000, so they do appear to have built up a little bit of support here at 6, but there's not actual buying interest. They're just kind of treading water. So I think it'll take a long time, but I do think that they're going to push down through that at some point. And there's enough people that have tried buying into it that when it turns around, because they just can't sustain the buyers, they turn around, you could get a pretty aggressive flush. I think if I do take a long trade, I'm gonna wait for them to pull back a little bit and see if they make a higher low. Oh, of course it will still go down, but it's an interesting point about here. Oh, yeah, okay. This 6K is definitely interesting, isn't it? I've only been mining the past few months and not trading. What have you been mining? I'm still mining the garlic coin. I'm almost to 2,500 now. That's a quarter of the way to my goal. Okay, that was an interesting stack there at 08.5. Nice hash. And with the Crypto Night anti-ASIC fork, I've been mining Citadel. Mm. Oh, you know, I forgot about the Monero, because I do the CPU mining with the Monero. Yeah, I need to. This pool that I've been using hasn't found a block in forever. I should just switch it. Because it's been months now since it's found a block. Should be a good payout if they ever do, but for all I know, I'm the only one that's even mining on this. Payout half on this 22nd of July. Oh. So is Citadel the coin? So it's CTL. Okay. I'm wondering if I'm like the only person left in this pool. Let's look. The Coin Foundry. Oh no, there's 94 miners. Huh. No, they are finding blocks, so why am I not, maybe they changed the, so they have been making stuff for me, but it's not paying it out to me because so I have 0.09941. What do I got to do to get them to pay out? Hmm. I don't know. I guess maybe I will continue to mine with them for a little bit until I figure it out. No, it's let me show you. So here's my worker. It says that I've earned. It says that I have a balance of 0.9941. I have a bunch of shares while I'm not mining right now. See, it's giving me stuff. But why is it not paying me? And it just says you'll get paid when they find a block. Maybe I'm not at the minimum payout. Let's see here. What's the minimum payout? Minimum payout is 0.1. Aha. So I'm almost, probably in the next few days, I will get paid. This is some of the slowest I think I've ever seen. Man, it's been now 40 minutes and we got like tick down. Yeah, I guess it's been more than that. We got a bunch of ticks down and almost as many ticks back up. So yeah, we'll come with the Monero because the first little bit when I was mining it, I got 0.1 really quickly. But I guess I got lucky. And things are different now. Hmm. You can lock in better payout if you lock your difficulty, i.e. I'm using 100,000, so always work on 100k hashes per share. Well, I'm using CPU mining, so I'm not surprised that it's not a lot. But 0.1, how much is that now? Monero is $129. So 0.1 of that is a little bit more than $1. Is that right? It's not good. Okay, so there was another tick down. So now we should see something here at 070. If we don't, they could take another step lower. $12.9 USD. Yes, yeah, no, you're right. So it's 129, you move the decimal over one. So it's 12.9. Okay, so there was a big iceberg at 07.5 that got buried. Yeah, so this right here, this 5167 at 07.5, and they traded through it. And we'll see if they can tick back up again. It could be a good spot to go long, but they could just bury them too. So too early to say, but we might have a trade here. Okay, so now they're holding it in the 5-year. Need to reset this. The ZB could go lower. Okay. And sure enough, didn't was still a little too worried to take that one. So now is the E-mini taken off? No. E-mini hasn't moved at all. Okay. Nice break here to 06.5. It might push us lower. Let's see what it does. Okay. Oh yeah. The ASICs right now, the ASIC hardware seems like all those guys that bought the obelisk for Sia coin, got totally screwed, right? So now you have all these ASICs over there stuck, basically. But I don't think that they'll ever give it up. Okay. Getting sleepy. No, yeah. I'm getting very sleepy now. Like, I should be excited because it's here at the lows, but I just feel so tired now. It's so slow. Little bit of a change there. So I was thinking if ZF got above that 17 that we could get, then these guys would be offsides. But they did not do so. Now I'm looking at the possibility that they buy on the open in the E-mini. You might have a good trade-off of the E-mini to just buy on the open. Well, there's a somebody bigger stepping up at 055. 6K at 055. Xian, maybe that stops it. I don't know. If this keeps going like it's been going, you start to get the potential for a stronger move down, don't we? We can get a 6K iceberg if they go through it. Invest in Bitcoin is rentable. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't invest in Bitcoin. That's my recommendation. Don't buy it. Not yet, at least. Okay, they traded through the iceberg. Here's where ZF was iceberging. Yeah, I think Scicoin may need to base a little bit longer, but it's definitely one I'm going to be interested in next time we get a bull run. And there's the E-mini with another slight move up. Reset the DOM. Four terabyte discs below 20 euro. Oh my gosh! So I saw this coolest thing on Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel, and there's there's a type of um, solid state hard drive that has a new connection. So if you have one of the new motherboards, which I think mine has it, and it's like this, almost like a stick that plugs directly into the board. And the thing about it that's interesting is that it's as fast as the cache that's usually in your hard drive. So what they did was they took like the biggest hard drive they could find, like standard hard drive, and then there was a software update that allowed them to use this new solid state drive as the memory cache. So they were able to use like 100 terabyte hard drive, and it was literally as fast as a solid state drive. Okay, man. I mean, this just keeps going. But the ones that can be used as a cache only for specific Intel chipset, yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Mine's an AMD, that's why I can't use it. That's right. But I do have the type of connector. Because it's a Ryzen processor. It's just like sell, almost nothing coming back. There was just that one move. There was the move off the news at 065. 065. And then it came back. And then it went back down. And I probably could have sold it at 070, but I didn't know if it was really going to make a new low. And it was just slow. It was kind of like it could do anything. But I did feel like that if we went below 07, that we could go for a bit. And of course, that's what's happening. And the problem I have now is definitely don't want to buy against that. The sell, like the bottom, is 31. But, you know, how much can this continue? I can't just sell it at 04.5. That wouldn't work. So it's just still going. Jeez. You notice almost nothing buying back into them at all. Look at the buy side columns. Just a few hundred at most. That last little shove down was in ZF is maybe overextended. This move down is kind of nuts. That might be it right there, though. Want to see them hit back and be unable to stay offer. Okay. Might not actually get filled here. So if I get this, the most I could be looking for is 06. No! Not the way we want to see ourselves get filled. Come on. Yes. Okay, well, I got filled at 04, but I'm only going to be looking for 4 on this one. So just to reiterate, what I see is ZF is at third standard deviation. Sorry, ZN is. And ZF is as well. And ZF looks way overextended. And they're pivoting back and forth. And you can see right here in ZF, there's this huge line down at the bottom. So that is like a crescendo selling. And then we saw icebergs at 04 holding the market, getting some shorts overextended. So that to me seems like, a spot where there's a high likelihood of a potential reversal for at least a few ticks. And then you get some, you get some sellers trapped. I think that's a good setup long for at least 2 to 4 ticks. Be careful. This is not something that I want to just like hold and watch it go all the way up to the high of the day or anything, because they could go back up to 06, and that would be like the last balance area, and then try and push down again, and then we see if they make a higher low. The timing of this doesn't look particularly good because the E-mini is about to open. What if the E-mini opens and they do end up going super long? That wouldn't be good. Strong bid and offer here in the 10-year. But they take out that 04 half. So that 04 half just looks a lot stronger than it should be. Hey, there goes the E-mini. Some big absorption right at the very beginning. Some selling. Okay. Step down. Another step down. Treasury's not exactly reacting yet. A little bit of a pull into the 10-year. 5-year, that 33 looks suspicious. This one right here. Oh, it pulled. It's not 33 anymore. It's 23. And that one. It seems suspicious to me. Okay, the E-mini did survive that sell. Now they're buying. Treasury's still not really reacting other than the level 2 flipping a little bit, but they're still thick on both sides. Yes, potentially already running out of steam. Hard to say. At 28.0450 doesn't look all that strong, even though they're not getting through it. Kind of weird. Okay. Still not able to get through it. It's interesting. Oh, how come my cumulative delta is not showing up over here in the mini? Okay. This action here in the E-mini is kind of interesting because 2804 is the VWAP. Then below that, you got this volume profile that we've developed off of the open. So now that they've just pushed it off the VWAP, I think we could go back down through this volume profile area. Oh, and we did get a tick up in the 10-year. Finally, not a super strong bid, and they did trade 5. They did trade the whole thing, didn't they? Same here in the 5-year, and in the 30. So we've got some people trapped in all three. If we get another tick up, we could definitely get our 4 ticks, especially if the E-mini really does get through this profile here. And clear that. Okay, tick back down. It only took 2,700 to push it. ZF getting an iceberg at 15.5 again. Oh man, that's ugly. That tick down in the 5-year. Whew. Okay, he went bid, but it wasn't able to stay for very long. See that? Quite a battle here. Okay, strong bid. I like that. And the E-mini is going down. Well, the Delta is buying. Stay awake, Seth. Stay awake. Now that 04 is pumping up to 6. I don't know. I mean, on the way down, that did not absorb all that much at 04. They survived it. Yeah. Now this move back up in the E-mini is picking up a bunch of Delta. You know, future.com. You can make predictions with play money and bet on them. Ooh. I do like the politics betting, but they can't really do that in the US, but if it's just like for play, then I'm down. Because remember I made that video about what was that Republican guy in South Carolina that lost, had all those allegations against him. And I said I actually think that there's a much higher chance that he loses than the betting markets were predicting. Like he was only being given like a 30% chance of losing or something like that. And I said I think he could actually win it. I made a video about it and I was right. Okay, there's a tick up, but I don't know if that's gonna hold. Okay, well there's a ZF. Took 2 ticks up and is holding. And there's some iceberging here to 06 in the bond. I think that might, they can get above that. That could give us some legs here. Yes, sir. Okay, and here's the E-mini now. About to break the low of the overnight session. Probably going to do so fairly easily, I think. Yep. It's funny because remember earlier we were saying, is the E-mini going to buy? But then when it came down to it and we looked at where we were in the bond, we were like overextended. So now it's almost looking to me like they pushed it down. They pushed Treasuries down so that they could get long and then just kill the E-mini. I mean, if they, now that they're breaking this, the next step down is like 27.93. Okay, well that bid at 05 did not hold. It's that 06 in the bond that is being a troublemaker. That 7,000 at 04 looks awfully strong now, doesn't it? Waiting for this iceberg at 145.06 in the 30-year to get taken out. Really like to see that tick up and stay bid. Okay, so they hit it once. Probably going to be 1,000 there. Now it may not matter. You might see more selling and more resistance in the 30-year than the others because right now the knob spread is long. Okay, so there's 10,000 at 05. That's a different story. I did not see that happen. Oh, there was a 7K here at 157 before as well. Curious. Let's reset everything to here. That. Man. I'm just waiting here. The E-mini probably going to pivot here. If it doesn't, then we got to get out. That 10K at 050 kind of bothers me. And there's still a decent offer at 05. Okay, there's the initial sell. Let's see if it follows through. Look at all this size above us. I don't know. At this point, if it gets to 06, it's probably going to go much higher than that. There's just too much size on top of us here. Veem, and you gotta buy in there. Oh, that's not good. And got it. I scratched that one that there was like 7K there at 040 and it just disappeared. How much did I ever get out of it? So it showed today. Could have gotten 3 out of it. Those offers got impatient. I bet Max I could win North Korea agreeing to nuclear disarmament by July. Okay. I really do not understand what is going on over there in North Korea. Like they come in and they do a thing and the North Koreans are like, "Oh, it was such a terrible talk and we regret doing it." And then the US was like, "Oh no, it's totally fine." What? What is going on? Yep. See, there should have been like there should have been way more there at 04. And then they've come back. They just gave them a little bit more room. Now, the spread, the knob spread, continues to be. It hasn't come back at all. Let's just say. At 1,000 there, that seems suspicious to me. No. All this size up above us just seems a little overdone. Now on the split side, if they can't get leg 03, I'm going to be super shocked because there was some really strong support at 04 and that did not act as support at all. They should fall through a little bit. kind of unfortunate because that move down was my kind of move for sure. But in action like that, how could I have known that they were really gonna? I guess I knew that they were gonna go lower, didn't I? Like when it came back, I was like, it could go a little bit lower. The problem was when it broke 6.5. So that's where maybe I could have taken it as she goes. They were already absorbing here, so like 0.55. I was like, well, they could stop there. And then 0.45, it could stop there. And 0.40, it could stop there. Yep. Uzi's exactly right. Lots of offers down here in ZB, but no buyers to fill them. Offers get impatient and convert to active sellers, eating bids like Oreos. Well, and I think the other thing is that there was this 06, right? It was super strong. And 05 ended up being super strong. So they back off of it, of course. And there you think, okay, maybe they could make a higher low, actually, because, who knows what that's there for? It just seems like an odd place for you to see 10K, right? But then when they trade down through it, like 040, for instance, only 21.52. There was a 7K bid there at one point. So then it's just like Uzi says, the offers get impatient and they just market sell into it. Because they really have no choice. This guy that absorbed at 050 may not have been intending to get to make it go to a new low. He might have been long here at 040 and just taking his profit for all we know. Saying, they're not quite making it over 6. Maybe I'm going to take it off. Now in ZB we get some targets, don't we? Where's our targets in ZB? Okay, so 145 was the low from Thursday. Oh, there's a bunch of support levels here. And then 30, and then 28. Below 28, it starts to get sketchy. Some single prints there at 28. Okay, so there's a big iceberg there in the 10-year. I'm doing it on all 3 of them too. I think I can take risk this one. In a way, you can say it's a bidder's market, as sellers are seemingly willing to dump lower and lower, but finding the right price to bid will be tricky in this mess. Yeah. Well, I think maybe part of why this happened, well, shoot. Missed that one. I think that part of what may have made this happen was this came in and people didn't want to trade it, did they? I mean, it was really slow earlier. So somebody had some reason to sell, and the rest of the market didn't want to get involved. You know what I mean? And then it goes, and everybody's chasing it, basically. So are we getting like some news coming out? Business inventory is 0.4 versus estimated 0.4. Not bad. IMF cuts 2018 growth estimate for Germany, France, Italy, and Japan. IMF leaves US growth estimates at 2.9% for 2018 and 2.7% in 2019. Okay. I personally um, would not stress not having taken part in that sell down, because first of all, if you tried to put a limit order to sell anywhere along that, you would not have gotten filled. They were only trading like 200 at some spots. So it's kind of like when it's a slow market and there's not a lot of people participating, and it's just kind of a slow cascade down, you know? Like, how can you know what it's going to do? There's not enough imbalance. There's not enough. You don't know if they're going to go through like their 5.5 where there was 74.85 that traded. There's no way to really know that it's going to go through that until it does. And then when it does go through that, you're only getting like 2 ticks of reward to the next spot. So for scalping, it's okay to just look at that and say, nah, I don't want to mess with that. Okay. Well, I like that there's an iceberg, and I like that it got filled and that the bid is still staying there. At the same time, I'm a little concerned that there's 6,000 orders that are still willing to sell. Like you get a 13K iceberg at O3. It comes off on a stop run. It comes back to O3. They're still willing to sell it. It's just insane to me. This is where I feel like you do kind of have to rely a little bit more than just the order flow, right? Because order flow would not have told you that we were going to have a move like this. No way. Order flow is telling you that buyers are buying it every step along the way. And by the way, the E-mini is still mostly within range. So it is a Treasuries only thing. Okay, well, ZF ticked up. E-mini does look like they might attack the low. FDA approves first drug to treat smallpox. Oh boy. Jeez. Just insane. And some pulling at 025. Nope. Stacking. This offer's not lifting away. Traded a lot back into it too. Okay. Yeah, I hear you, Uzi. So it sounds like Uzi hasn't taken one yet. Well, I have to say, like, on this whole thing, this whole move, like, the place he could have taken it is somewhere around here. So when it didn't get there to 085, I said that concerns me, and then maybe you could sell a short here, right? And then the theory would be below 070, we're going to get range extension down to the other side. But the thing is that if you sell that at 070, at that point, you can't really use the volume. Like, you're going to see tons and tons of absorption at every level, and it's going to go through it. Or at least that's what happened, right? And now I think that this 030 was probably enough that you would want to get out. You might also have wanted to get out at this 05 when there was 10. So even then, it's only 4-6 ticks. So it's actually, it seems crazy, but it's actually not that far of a move. I don't know. Well, this 025 has traded back and forth quite a few times now, hasn't it? And there's an iceberg in the 30-year. I think that's the first time we've seen. Oh no, I take that back because there was a strong one up at 08. So they lifted it at 30, traded 862. They hit back, hit the iceberg at 29. It actually went through for a moment, but they're holding the bid for now at least. Surprised that we didn't see any go through at 28. Yeah. okay, that's my, this was wrong. Well, I see the offers. Yeah, so the problem is definitely that the offers are so thick now at this point that it's just not getting through that. But there's so much bid. I mean, there's so much being absorbed on the bid too, you know? Okay, well ZB did hit its target and extended it by a tick. Now I think that we're more likely to get a bit of a pullback here. So like here's a perfect example. There's 5K sitting on the offer. I remember earlier I was saying like, oh, you know, I was highlighting it. I was like, this seems suspicious. This seems suspicious. But they were real. They hit him and they were real. A little bit of absorption in the 5-year here. Here it is in the 30, and I'm noting at this moment that my my DOMs aren't lined up very well. And the E-mini looks like it wants to finally break this low. Are they gonna do it? Yep. But you can see we had to trade 37, a little bit pulled here at 02, and now 44.16 has gone into 025. I mean, this is just crazy. Well, shit. I'm laughing because it looked like this bid at 02 was going to hold, and then what did they flooded them with 5,000, and then they traded back up and held 2,700, and there's 38 on the offer. There's a 70.06, 70.76 in the 5-year. And granted, we could still tick up. Okay, that offer pulled a little bit. E-mini's still heading lower. Oh, actually, they're getting the buy now. I'm a bit surprised that all four are trading at the lows. I don't know if that's that unusual, is it? It's now been 76 at 02. Yeah, in trading action, I tend to find they'll line up pretty well. That's why I was saying that it's not so much anymore, but there was a moment where this one was like up here, and this one was down here, and this one was in the middle. And that's kind of more rangy behavior now. You know, we'll line them up again, but, you know, the thing that's weird about this move, I'll tell you, is that the bond has just gotten absolutely obliterated. And so the knob spread has actually moved up through this move, even though we're going down. So rates are increasing, but the curve is actually steepening. That's unusual. It happens, but I think I've only seen it twice before. And one was there was some trade. Like I remember the last time that it happened earlier in the year, there was a trade from some big firm in Europe where they were saying that the government is going to have to put out more 30 years, and so so that's why they were steepening, because the government was selling more 30 years. It was going to increase the supply, and so the price was moving down in the 30s. So you got a steepener even while everything else was moving down. So now you've kind of got this situation where people are spreading. You might see 86, 88 buying into this O2 and be thinking, oh, well, if we are able to somehow get above this O2O, that could be really good, right? Except for that, a lot of those buyers were doing it in the knob spread and they don't care. Well, now it's 10 at 02. We saw 10 at 05. This is the counter trend time period too, and you're not seeing anything develop. So usually the counter trend would develop by 8:30. We got a minute left for maybe it to start to happen. Bouncing my leg and I'm still feeling sleepy and feeling like falling asleep. And that offer is trying to stack and pressures down. Okay, E-mini is getting a stronger buy move there. And this 46 is just not moving out of the way. Not a lot of volume has come through here in a while. Okay. Now look at this offer. At one point it was 6. One point it stacked to 6 and then pulled. Well, I felt like I could get a small pullback of 2 to 4 ticks. And when I took that first trade, I did get 2. I actually got 3 ticks out of it and I didn't take it off. And then I took this one and I didn't get anything out of it and I held on to it more than I should have. And it's been sitting here at 20 for a very, very long time. And the 30-year is absorbing massive amounts of contracts here. Like, I've seen moves where we have a move down and like there's a 10K iceberg, like the one at 03, and we break through the iceberg and then we go lower. You know, that sort of a thing. I've definitely seen that before. But this thing that we have over here in the 10-year, 24 at 26, 1,000 at 27, 1,600 at 28. So like 3 prices. And here in the 5-year, it's even more crazy. 5,000 at 142, 7,000 at 14 half. I've never seen anything like this before. And this really looked like it should tick back up at least 2 ticks, and it has not. It has not lit up even for a moment. And because I was waiting for that, you know, I had that long that I got 3 out of. That should have been getting out and going short there at that spot, and then I would have had a good move down. Okay, well that 01 is now almost 90. Might even get stacked to 10,000 if they get another tick up. Nope. Well, that was a weak bid there on the uptick. That 01 is really building up. Okay, well, ZF finally ticked up. Let's see if they hold that bid. Nope. Okay, well, that was a good uptick. I mean, 3,000 bid and not 3,000 that they traded through, not 5. I mean, we're going to need to see some pulling at 0.25 and 0.3 to really get much more, but I mean, that's really promising. That bid is still 95.13. Okay. So now they're trading up into 0.25 and they absorbed all of those cells got filled. pretty aggressive though. Come on, come on. I have a 1060. I have two 1060s on my machine. If I could do it again, I mean, I already had a 1060, so that's why I got another 1060. But if I could do it again, I would get the 70s because then I could use the dual SLI for gaming. But the 1060s don't support using both of them at the same time for games. But if you're just using it for mining, I would suggest getting the 1060. It's a more energy efficient. Yeah, the 1060 is more energy efficient. And be careful about which one you buy, because there's some that are more like small profile. Like the graphics card itself is shorter and there's a different fan on it. And those fans, they would blow hard. And so those ones aren't as energy efficient. Get the big ones. Or, you know, go water cooling. That might be more energy, even more energy efficient. I don't know. Okay, well, that bid did not stick around. But I do mine with them too. I use it for both, right? If I'm not gaming, then I turn the miners on. I still see a case for it to reverse here. I think it's either going to turn around here or they're going to bust through the 010 and then it reverses. But the you know, at this point we're pretty much in a trend day, right? But I still see these bids absorbing. Those bids are still absorbing. It's all lures on the bid side. That's what I see. So like there in the 5 year, they were able to get filled 3,000, and then they stacked the bid back up to 1,000. Now we'll see if they start hitting this offer, if that pulls. Probably not, but it'd be nice if it did. Today's Bitcoin indicator is 144. Okay, well, was really hoping that they were going to tick up to 025 and I could get out of this. Now it's almost time for me to go. I'm going to give it 3 more minutes, and if this stop doesn't take me out, I may just end up taking 1/2 or 2. Obviously, I mean, the thing is, we took 2 trades. Oh, come on, how come we're not seeing it? Took 2 trades. Both were buys. We've never been above the VWAP. But I've been kind of taking the counter trades lately because that's what I've been practicing. Yeah, I mean, it looks like possible trend day. Not the way to be playing this for sure. So it's a little frustrating because, like, way back up here, how could you possibly have known? I don't know. We are building some decent volume through here, though, so I do think eventually we're probably going to base around here and move back up to 04. I don't know if it's actually going to end up being a trend day and more of a double distribution day. But at the same time, we're like, oh my God, 88.42. This whole thing is just a little insane. So, I mean, the funny thing about this, let's say, the thing that makes this so unusual in my mind is like this move right here, that's a buy. You get below the VWAP and it starts showing some signs that it's going to do it and whatever. So we got long 040. It was only good for 2 ticks. Like, oh my gosh. Normally you get something way more than that, but then what happened at 05? There was 10K. I should have gotten out. That, I mean, that's you're not going to get to 06. But to see that much absorption on the other way and everything is just really weird. And then do we keep seeing this? So like we came down 10K there to 15. Now maybe they actually finally get over though too, and we actually get the move that I want, but this is not going to do it before I have to go, so pretty sucky. Yeah. Hey, at least you tried. I'm still flat. Uzi is still flat. So the thing I don't understand with you, Uzi, is that well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like you could have pulled 1 tick out in a couple of places, you know? Like when there's huge iceberg on both sides, you don't ever take that one. I guess I don't know what your signal is, but yeah, if you're using limit orders, this is pretty shit action, isn't it? But it's not too much. I mean, it's a 4 tick loser. Oh well, that's okay for a bad day. I mean, it's not okay in the context of the past month. Well, so there's a 4 tick loser. You take the E-mini out, we're just a little negative. Anyways, there it is, 118 for the month. But when you take in the number, I wish it would count in the commissions and stuff. Yep, your day's not. I think you're still gonna get it. We're gonna see. I shouldn't be saying anything because this is just so unusual. I can't really predict what's gonna happen. But it seems to me that if this was any normal day, that they would stop somewhere around here and go back up to the 04. But so this is just way too much volume to be trading through there and not be getting some sort of a pullback. But I digress. For some reason, there is some reason that they see this as a strong sell. And I'd have to say, you know, like coming back over here. So like, remember there was this day up and we were like, oh, then maybe, no, was it this day up? Or was it this day down? I think it was this day down where we're like, well, maybe that's a trend day. Oh, it was this one right here. It was this day up where we're like, well, maybe that's a trend day. But then it was like, it didn't break a new high. Didn't break a new high. Okay. Did break a new high and it immediately came back. Okay. That was a new spike, so you can almost ignore that one. But then this, right down to the bottom. Yeah. I think that if they don't bust it today, I mean, there's ways for them to go. So they might not get it today, but if they don't get it today, they're probably going to get it tomorrow, right? So this could be the start of a much more significant downtrend that could possibly take us down to the lows of the year again. Anyways, I guess I'm yapping to try and make up for feeling bad that I didn't get anything out of that, but